my name is Cindy Speaker, and I'm talking today with David Daggett, who is the managing partner at the North Carolina law firm of Daggett Shuler Attorneys at Law. And David's going to talk with us a little bit about minor automobile accidents.
Hi, Cindy. Thanks for having me on today.
Thank you.
It's fun to be up here.
Yeah, it's fun to have you.
Yeah.
Okay, so tell us a little bit about what do you do first?
Well, it's interesting. I get contacted by friends, by people that just need a little free advice, that sort of thing, regarding minor automobile accidents kind of frequently. And it's one of those things that happens that it's short of needing an attorney involved, but you still need to walk your way through the situation. So the first thing we usually recommend is that you contact your own insurance company. Now I'm talking about after you leave the scene.
Right.
You contact your own insurance company, let them know what happened, report the claim. They can usually help you in reporting the claim to the other insurance company also.
Mm-hmm. Okay, but let me ask you this. What do
Sure.
you do if they were the ones at fault?
Well, if the other insurance company's at fault, you still want to report it to your own insurance company because they help you get the ball rolling, and you may have additional coverages that may help you. Rental car coverage, collision coverage, medical payments coverage. That's a little bit like having health insurance on your car. All these things, it's important to know, and they're not really relevant to you until the situation arises. So you want to contact your own insurance agent, and then you can contact the other at-fault insurance company also.
Okay. And what about if they are hurt? Maybe minor, but if they're hurt, what do they need to do?
Well, the thing that I always recommend is even if you just think you're hurt, is you need to seek medical treatment. And for example, you go to your, I recommend using your own family doctor or primary care doctor as your quarterback. They're the ones that know you, and then they can refer you to other medical providers as the case may be. Now, if you don't have a family doctor, and there's a number of people that don't, then you can go to one of the prime care or urgent care type facilities, and they can direct you from there. But the important thing is to get checked out and make sure you're okay.
Right.
Your health is always your prime concern.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's talk about the car. What is that process? It's not, maybe it's not drivable,
Right,
whatever.
right. It's interesting. Damage to your car, to you, it's always kind of an emotional sort of thing.
Right.
But in reality, the car is just taking care of business. So if the car can be repaired, you're going to have to do a little legwork, get a couple estimates, pick out your repair shop, those sort of things. Most repair shops, they work directly with the insurance companies to get that damage taken care of. Now, if your car's totaled, that's a little bit of a different story. What you're entitled to is the fair market value of your vehicle. Where the emotions come in is your car's always worth more to you than it is to me,
Right.
and vice versa. is there's resources that you've heard of book value. There's those sort of things you can go to see what the law says fair market value for your vehicle. And that's what you're entitled to.
Okay, and that's great. Now let me ask you this. What about, should they advocate for trying to get a rental car? Is that something you just have to kind of pay yourself, or is there?
No. What you're entitled to, and again, the law is you're entitled to the fair rental value of your vehicle for the time reasonably necessary either to get it repaired or replaced. Basically, what they're going to cover is one of the national rent-a-car companies putting you in that car until your damages are taken care of. There can be a delay in that because the at-fault insurance company has to index their claim, they have to get a copy of the police report, all those sort of things before they authorize the rental car. Mm-hmm. That's where you can use your own insurance agent because you may have those coverages on your policy. And what people worry about is, well, but if my insurance company shouldn't have to pay something if the other one's at fault. Insurance companies go back and forth between each other all the time to take care of those issues. You don't need to worry about that. That's their business. They take care of that.
Okay, so they don't need to worry, oh no, my insurance rates are going to go up.
No. Under the law, your insurance rates only go up if you are at fault or have a chargeable incident. So your insurance coverage paying for you when the other person's at fault, that doesn't affect your rates at all. The insurance companies work that out between themselves, and there's no harm to you at all.
Okay, you brought up a good point. I think I had told you a friend of mine, a young person, had an accident last week, and you talk about establishing fault. Well, she had an accident, an elderly gentleman ran into her. It was clearly his fault. but someone came along, said, okay, there's no injuries, you don't need to call the police.
Oh, yeah.
That seems to me like that could get sticky.
No, the thing that you always need to do is report it. Because what happens is the police officer comes out and fills out a report. Doesn't matter whether it's a minor accident or a catastrophic accident, they still fill out a report. That report becomes official documentation. And without that documentation, you always run into problems down the road. It never fails. If you need the documentation and it's not there, you have a problem down the road. So the best thing to always do is contact law enforcement, report it. It helps the insurance companies out, it helps you out, and in this case, it doesn't hurt the elderly gentleman in any way to do that.
Yeah, well that makes sense. And then one other thing in regards to physical injury, because often, and I know I've learned this a lot from you and working with law firms, oftentimes those injuries don't really evidence themselves for several days. How do you protect yourself on day one so somehow that's documented?
Well, if you think you're hurt, you should contact your doctor, report it, and have them check you out. As you know, I was hit by an impaired driver a little over a year ago.
Yeah.
And it's amazing some of the things. I was a little banged up day one. Those became a little bit worse a week or two down the road. Fortunately, they subside with time. But you're right, things do get worse, and it's prudent to look after your health, get that reported at the beginning. The double benefit there is you have documentation of it.
Right.
You know, documentation is what carries the day. You want everything documented. Anything that you can put down on paper, that's very helpful. That way, if you need it, it's always there.
Yeah, makes sense. David, thanks so much for your time today.
Thanks for having me.
Okay. This is Cindy Speaker for State Law TV.